Given that influencers are always recording everything they do, well, it's inevitable that sometimes they're going to expose themselves. Whether it's an accidental upload or just missing something in an edit or a clip, unfortunately the internet has eagle eyes. Others on our list expose themselves to prove a point. Either way, welcome to InformOverload. Get comfy while we count down the top 10 influencers that expose themselves. You guys already know it's your boy Pepper. I'm the spiciest host in the game, and if this list gets a little too spicy for you guys, make sure to check out our host Lindsay's new channel, Peach. It is the sweetest channel on YouTube, so be sure to check out that channel right after watching this video. I promise you guys, it's a spicy list. They got your boy Pepper keeping it spicy here and sweeten things up with Peach. Make sure to smash that like button and let's hit 700 likes for a part 2. My lucky number is 7, but I know we can get there, so I'm going for 700. All right, let's get it. Starting us off at number 10, we got the Jenners. Kendall and Kylie Jenner have built an empire for themselves and each other, although it seems Kylie has really taken the lead in regards to the value of her brand. Regardless, guys, as we know, the whole family is a brand in themselves, but Kendall and Kylie, who have their own brand, which is literally called Kendall and Kylie, exposed each other when Kendall had a 25th birthday party. It was during a time where cases were at an all-time high, and a lockdown was in effect in California, yet still Kendall threw a Halloween party with all of her famous celebrity guests, and not a mask in sight. At least from the photos and videos, which technically shouldn't have been shared, but were, thanks to Kylie. There was actually a notice encouraging people to take pictures and videos, but not share them to Instagram or any social media. Yet Kylie appeared to do just that, and as you can imagine, the backlash that followed was quite rough. But it was fun. At number 9, Jake Paul. I mean, we know time and time again that Jake Paul has done things to really piss people off. Whether it's Conor McGregor, Dana White, or any other UFC fighter, Tyson and Tommy Fury, or even other YouTubers. Jake is the king of getting under one's skin. Love him or hate him, he's good at insults and encouraging people to go after him. Although some may disagree that that's the right way to go about business, you'll soon learn there is no right way in business, as it truly is a dog-eat-dog world. That being said, it seems Jake crossed the line and exposed himself, leading some backlash while he lives in Puerto Rico with his brother, who is training for his fight with Floyd Mayweather. Posting to his story before deleting it after being called out, Jake, Logan, and the crew were seen driving a motorized vehicle on a beach. The issue is that this beach is apparently a hotspot for turtles to lay eggs, and you guessed it, they were driving on the beach during egg laying season. I don't think that's actually a term. Either way, Jake and company claimed total innocence, with Logan at one point saying it was a private beach, but it seems as of now the incident is being investigated by local authorities. Yikes. On to number 8, Shan Hefley. This fitness influencer exposed himself a few years back simply to prove a point to his followers. Hefley is jacked, as you can clearly see. However, like most influencers, he too would edit some of his photos. Whether he wanted to make it appear he's more ripped than he actually is, which, I mean bro, come on, you're shredded. Or he just wanted the colors in the photo to pop, Shan would casually edit his photos. Yet one day, Shan decided that he would show his followers the real deal. So he uploaded a photo of himself, side by side, unedited, on his Instagram. On one side was the original photo that had no edits at all, with the text no edit, and on the other side was a clearly edited photo of Shan where he looks much more defined and there is text reading edited. Unfortunately, he has since deleted the post. However, it was captioned with a lengthy note that the majority of who and what you see on social media, especially Instagram, is heavily edited, and that you shouldn't be comparing yourself to nearly impossible images to maintain, which is unfortunately what it seems a lot of people do with social media. It seems Shan wanted to spin the narrative, although I don't know why he'd delete his post. Either way, a lot of respect for the guy. On to number 7, we got Azusaga Koyuki. This is an absolute bonkers story, as a young Japanese woman who had an obsession with motorcycles turned out to be a 50-year-old Japanese man who had an obsession with motorcycles. And also very nice hair. He was just using a Facetune-like app. Wild times, my friends. Wild times indeed. So the influencer here, or I guess the man behind this, who is just known as Zogu, was able to grow himself a following of over 20,000 on Twitter simply by posting photos of himself posing as a young woman who's into bikes. Speaking with BBC, he explained his decision, which it's really weird, but I kind of understand why he did it. I quote him saying, "No one will read what a normal middle-aged man taking care of his motorcycle and taking pictures outside posts on his account." However, over time it seems Zogu kind of got obsessed with his influencer persona, which led to Azusaga Koyuki to go from posting all motorcycle stuff to just regular selfies and even glamour shots. Kind of like a catfish, if you will. He would expose himself after there was some suspicion with people calling out the arm hair in some of his photos, or I guess her photos, or a potential reflection of a man in photos with a mirror. Although arm hair on women is normal, so I don't really understand like where they get that idea from. Side note, if you didn't know, women have arm hair, so that's just a thing. Either way, well, on the Monday Late Show, which is similar to any nightly show, Zogu exposed himself, yet still it seems his following has only increased, so good for him. In at number 6, we got TBH Byron. Byron Denton is the man's name, and he's an influencer that actually did a social media experiment. As we know, influencers appear to make money just making their followers envious of the life they have. I don't mean that in an insulting way, but Byron somewhat proved that. He faked being on a private jet, shopping at the Louis Vuitton store and all that fun stuff, simply by using Photoshop and a green screen. And people were buying into it, to the point that his friends and family who saw these posts on social media were wondering where he was getting all that money from in the first place. Byron simply faked this life of a rich influencer, and it apparently worked, as he explained in a YouTube video that his engagement increased significantly. We're talking likes, comments, follows. They all saw a big upswing, so clearly Instagram, or at least Byron's followers, are into living vicariously through others. Now at number 5, Jenny Ambula. I've included Jenny on a few lists over the years, and well, it seems there couldn't be a list more fitting for her than this one. Unfortunately, her page is no longer available on Instagram, and that's likely because she was arrested and charged, along with her father, Omar, who was a border agent in Colombia. So long story short, it seems Omar would do shady things in exchange for money, which he would then send or launder to his daughter Jenny, who is living in Miami, where she would attend the University of Miami. You guys see where this one's headed? I can't confirm exactly what Omar would turn a blind eye to. Maybe food, cars, jewelry, maybe other things. I genuinely don't know. I'm just joking. Actually, I have no idea what he didn't claim or, say he saw. What I do know is Jenny would take the money, spend it on luxury items like fancy clothes and cars and jewelries. I mean, you guys know, and then post it to Instagram as an influencer, like they all do. Unfortunately, this was all the evidence the Colombian authorities would need to prove what Omar and his family were doing, thus leading to an arrest. Yeah, talk about exposing yourself, eh? The issue is when I type expose themselves, you get one of two things. You get this side of it, and then you get the side of adult entertainment. So it's a very dangerous word. Number 4, Takashi69, another influencer who has been on plenty of lists. Takashi is the epitome of what you see on social media isn't always what you get. As we know, for a while, Takashi was making headlines claiming to be involved with gangs and living that lifestyle. Then he did a total 180, went to court and snitched on a handful of gang members who are now facing jail time. It's been a very strange situation. I'm genuinely surprised nothing has happened to Takashi, and hopefully nothing does, but as you can imagine, many people aren't happy with the guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries to go after him. Then again, you think they would have by now, so who knows? Regardless, guys, he claims they turned on him, and that's why he decided to snitch. But at the end of the day, it seems he was never really about that life, and instead just tried to play it up to sell some records. When things got real, as we know, the authorities got involved. People were sent to prison for a very long time, and Takashi, after serving a short prison sentence, maybe it was like 8 months or a year, maybe, I think? Well, he's now back to his old ways of calling out other rappers and just trolling the world while making headlines nonstop. Unclear what the future has in store for him, but it seems even after exposing himself for not really being a part of that life, he's still got millions of fans and followers, or at least people that just want to see what he's up to. So he makes for good entertainment. Kind of like Jake Paul. At number 3, Hush Puppy. Much like our friend Jenny, it seems Hush Puppy here also exposed himself on Instagram. Guys, have you not seen the movie Casino? They literally tell them not to go out and buy flashy things after getting a big score. Unless, was it Goodfellas? No, I'm almost positive it was Casino. Almost positive it was Casino. Either way, guys, the man's real name is Raman Abbas, and although he appeared to live quite a lavish lifestyle, well, it's not all that meets the eye. Similar to Jenny, it seems Hush here laundered money he would make illegally by purchasing expensive clothes and flashy cars. And like most influencers, Hush Puppy wanted to show off his wealth, so he did exactly that. And as per sources, one of his Instagram birthday posts is what led to the authorities right to him. And it's not so much what he posted that got him in trouble, but more so how he afforded what he posted. Authorities arrested Abbas and a handful of his associates in relation to numerous cybercrimes, which they believe is what led to him living such a lavish lifestyle. Upon his arrest, authorities would claim numerous phones, laptops, and tens of millions in assets and cash. Guess being an influencer isn't all that meets the eye, folks. Sometimes they're just people committing cybercrimes or laundering money legally. Be someone they're not. Number 2, we got Ann Salamanca. One of the more recent to expose themselves. Ann is from Alabama, but has grown a massive following in the Philippines, where she is known as Mika Salamanca on TikTok. And while traveling from Manila to Hawaii, it seems Ann, or Mika, whoever she is, decided she wasn't going to follow the 14-day mandatory quarantine protocol required for all international travelers. And as they say in Scooby-Doo, she may have gotten away with it if it wasn't for all those meddling kids. Posting to her TikTok, Salamanca exposed herself dancing around at a local grocery store and going out to eat just 4 days after her arrival. Although she claimed innocence upon being caught, explaining that law enforcement told her she could leave her residence with a negative COVID test, it appears the local authorities argued that claim. She was arrested, released on $2,000 bail, and then deported back home to the USA. Yikes. Which I guess Hawaii is like the US. I think she was just deported back to Alabama. I don't know. And then at number 1, Mia Wilde. This is the craziest of the crazy, as Mia is actually a reporter who is simply just trying to understand or prove something, as any good journalist does. I should take notes. Good thing I'm an actor. Either way, Mia here isn't actually Mia, and instead is Kalista Wittenberg. a reporter for SBS who spent 6 months deep diving into the world of Instagram influencers. And she did expose herself. After her 6-month investigation, Mia, or I guess Kalista, would explain all about the ups and downs she saw herself go through as an influencer. From buying followers to start out, to posting pictures in which at first she was incredibly self-conscious about, it seems over time she started to embrace the idea of the influencer. However, she admitted it's not all that meets the eye, explaining how tough it truly was even after getting signed by an agency to get her brand deals. I quote her, "It is a full-time job and I wonder if it is worth the pay that they are getting for most of them. There's a small percentage that do seem to crack through and earn bigger bucks, but the overwhelming majority would be like me and making very little. All in the name of journalism. You gotta love it." Now that's all for this one, folks. You guys gotta listen to your thoughts on this one down below. For now, let's do some comment replies from the video. Top 10 celebrities caught in 4K. Titan said, since Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced after 27 years, do they get honorary into the 27 club since their marriage died after 27 years? Asking for a friend. That is probably one of the most savage comments I've ever read in my life. So, I don't know. Maybe. Lori Herman said, sounds like Connor has someone else writing his apologies for him. Most celebrities do. They have like a PR team that says like, say this, don't say this, say it like this. They pre-record the apology, they watch it back. Like it's, even YouTubers. I know you guys think YouTubers, it's just like them and a camera at home. A lot of them have teams, like big teams. So that's all I'm saying. Bo27 said, Winona should not really be shamed. The woman is a lovely person by all accounts, never has a scandal or a bad word said about her. I think she's a genuinely sweet person that lost it somehow. I get you all need to create a list, but she really does not belong on here. At the end of the day, as I always say to you guys, with these lists, like, don't take it too literally. I could have included a ton of people. I could include tons of people on this list. This is my job, I just make lists. It's not personal. Truth be told, I could source everything. I literally just reiterate and make it entertaining what I read online. That's all I do. So it's not even me including it on the list. It's someone included it on the internet and I just decided to source that and then talk about it on video. That's all I do. Anyways, guys, all for this one. I've been your host, Jared. I've been your host, Pepper. I'm not Jared anymore, I'm Pepper. I've been your host, Pepper. We'll see you soon.